Fogged. That's right. Thank you for that wonderful 2.5 panel that we just saw as we head into Game 3 of Nigma versus OG and Fogged. It feels like we are going to...
How much is Viper's going to be able to do also versus just Ricky? And just if the 5 position Enigma is going to work and if it's going to become more popular. This is looking pretty cool.
If I could describe these lineups, I'd say it's like OG who are going to have the faster paced mobile lineup that is looking to outmaneuver Nigma. But Nigma, they have the brick wall. You know, OG has the lineup that might be able to outmaneuver until they run into that Viper in a good position on a high ground or the Mars arena. Like, quite literally, there is going to be some serious barriers when it comes to either the cogs, the stone gaze, the arena. Seb.
He looks like he knows. He's awesome.
He does. I mean, there's
a lot of 5-man movements.
Yeah,
He's gonna scout the trades.
All right, well, they're gonna push down. It looks like Soxa is still gonna try and get this boundary room, perhaps, because it's just a Medusa. So yeah, he does grab it. And as a result, 3 bounty rooms for OG.
The next label play. The next label play.
But yeah, I definitely agree that it really does feel like if the fight is where Nigma's able to actually get this Viper stand down and Mars gets a good ult and Deuce is on the backline, they can. But I think OG has ways to play around it. They have these 2 heroes that can jump out of the Mars ulti very easy. The Puck as well as the Ricky have ways to be able to play around it pretty nicely. But yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see as it can be a very make or break hero. You know, Viper is a pretty risky one to pick in these type of matchups, but they do like it versus that Puck, and that's why they do.
We're watching Weeha's Dragon Turtle Viper, one of my favorite sets, just push in the mid lane into the Thompson Puck. The bottom
that set looks so weird.
Oh yeah,
it really does.
It's pretty funny. I actually want to talk about this bottom lane because I think the analyst had some interesting things to talk about. Riki is just sort of like a kind of very straightforward 1-to-1 counter to Mars. Hard to lock down with a spear, can get around bulwark. But I thought it was interesting what T-Governor was saying about the fact that based on the support, you can pressure the Riki still a lot in lane as Weeha may actually die here with all this aggression that he was going for. Thompson, he's going to go for an easy creep and die, but it's not going to be enough. Thompson claims the first blood, and Weeha is already suffering.
Just the thing is too is the way maybe this will be a breakdown for Purge or something like that, but just looking at that how he played it, this was actually Viper forcing the wave in super hard. Thompson not last hitting. Thompson was just right clicking him during all of it, so he actually got him low enough to be able to chase down. That was a pretty cool little play coming up from the 2 of them there. Yeah, back to the thing about the support pushing out. I've been seeing that a lot lately actually. I know Brian made up a point about it too when you're playing with like Legion Commander. It's not about the threat of the front hero, it's the threat of the back hero that actually shuts down a lot of these carries. So I quite like that too, where Shadow Shaman is good versus the Rift. High base damage, you have this control.
An interesting note that they both went for Orb of Venom in that side lane. Midwan was given extra tangos to get the ooh first, and Mind Control picks it up a little bit later in order to try and continue this pressure onto the Riki. They are just demolishing some Eidolons though in this bottom lane.
Yeah, that's the thing that it offsets is like they do have this Enigma who's getting these constant denies. So you see he's already got he's about to have the 8th one, but they are getting those Eidolon trades because it's a Mars versus these summons. So there's like this fun trade that's going between the 2 of them. Mid one, he's coming out.
He's going again. Thompson gets in front of Weeha. He's gonna jump forward into the tower. Whoa!
Oh, what? He stopped it.
He stopped that last attack. Weeha didn't have a fairy fire. He gets the salve from the courier, so he'll be able to play back into the lane still, but...
That looked like he was dead. He must have maybe hit the tower and then stopped instantly just as soon as he thought he didn't get it. That was a bit of a slip up there from Thompson, maybe. It's now Weeha. Maybe he can take advantage of it.
GH. 2 minutes kill No Tail in the bottom lane while we're watching Weeha continue to try and pressure Thompson. He is actually now out of mana, which is be an interesting turn of events for this matchup. He still has a Mango in his back pocket.
He's going to bring just Sal Mango to be with the lane, but yeah, Weeha now has won the sustain war, and he might be able to get Thompson. Fairy Fire play, he'll be okay. They're actually going to bring Soxa maybe to kind of bait Top's gonna go for a big play here. They're gonna try kicking him under, perhaps.
Yeah, this is perfect. They give him the salve and immediately go for the roll-in kick. So Thompson gets just enough HP that he'll be able to survive and get aggressive onto the Viper twice now that Weeha has died, this time to a big rotation. It does leave Seb alone, but honestly, what can a Clockwork really do to a Nature's Prophet? Those Treants causing some serious havoc with that battery assault.
I've been seeing this dynamic so much lately, actually, in the EU DPC is the offlaner plus Earth Spirit. The offlaner just gets left alone, and he just does just fine, and the Earth Spirit can make so much space. They're even getting onto Miracle as Kuro's battery assault just comes back up.
His middle tower is under pressure.
Yeah, Seb. A lot of work with this Nature's Prophet. It's right in the face of Miracle and Kuro. Weeha trying to make use of this haste rune that he found, but Thompson, greetings, he says. I'm willing to fight you. I'm willing to fight back. I'm not going to be just totally pushed out of my lane after all. I've already gotten 2 kills.
Very fun lane to watch here now. Just Thompson dancing around while poisoned the whole time.
Miracle's dead. Look at these Treant blocking. Seb is relentless.
Very nicely done. That's huge. Whenever you're able to slow down Medusa at all, like 1 or 2 deaths, these deaths really hurt when you're playing this full 4 protect 1 especially. That being enabled also, that means he's gonna have like early level 6.
We got to get a W in here somewhere for Nigma, and maybe that's going to be No Tail going down the mid lane fight, though. Can Weeha win this for the TP? He does! He does manage to get the kill on Thompson. Foxa will collect the bounty for Weeha's Viper, but still, well worth the trade-off, I think, this time around for Weeha. Meanwhile, Mind Control also got the kill on bottom lane on the Nigma. Catch him out. Kuro's now going to play in this bottom lane as well. They really want to pressure this Riki pre-6.
Yeah, really deep ward too. They wanted to try to pressure with the catapult wave. They'll get a nice courier kill, but No Tail actually just eats the catapult. The beauty of having a 5-position Enigma is now your push is gone bottom lane. So Kuroki makes the move bottom, but now that's going to leave the Medusa up top isolated. And now it's going to be this important next timing for OG. Level 6 on the Nature's Prophet's going to come out pretty soon. Then they can look to make so many global plays. Weeha has to be careful. Even bottom lane has to be careful how far they step up. Nigma has to be prepared for that 6 to come out at any moment.
They may have killed a lot of Eidolons, and they may have killed even No Tail himself a number of times. The resulting space still puts mid 1 top of this CS, so they weren't able to pressure the Riki as much as maybe they would have liked, like the way Tiga was talking about. Instead, that duo has just been killed 5 position.
Thompson, he actually uses the orb.
And the Invis managed to get him with the strike. Thompson doesn't have a quick way out of here, but just far enough underneath the tower that Weeha doesn't feel good about diving any longer. The raindrops definitely being a big mitigating factor there in kill power as Mind Control does have a spear. Mid 1, wait out the cloak and just hit him. Roll up top lane, rolls past Miracle, straight into the hands of GH, immediately hangs them up. They still get a nice kick onto Miracle, but they're running out of damage now. And Seb, he's been caught by Kuro. The creep wave's coming in, though. The battery assault isn't nailing him every single time. Seb is hoping to be able to get the kill on GH before he goes down. Fairy Fire keeps him alive for a little bit longer. They both get traded out here while Foxa trying to juke away into the trees. Does have a roll-up blocked by Kuro. Can they still get this somehow? The cogs, oh no, it pushed him out.
Nice aggressive moves. And the fact that they could at least bait the coil mid means that Wrath of Nature's not as threatening. They almost get the kill top onto the Medusa, but they will get Seb first. But still, OG, they're okay with this. They're still getting good farm. Up to a 2k advantage. Mid 1 is not being pressured. And sure, Seb goes down, but he's still farming really well up in that top lane.
Yeah, now Mind Control is level 5 against a level 6 Riki in a solo lane. He does not want to be...
Yeah, the power of this Enigma. I mean, honestly, he's died twice, but 16 denies. Look at that disparity in experience and just farm too. It's really working. It really is. And maybe we'll start to see some more rise of these support Enigmas. It does seem pretty clever.
Middle tower is
especially versus these tanky offlaners where your Midnight Pulse is just going to start getting super valuable later on too. GH steps a bit far up.
Push them back first with God's Rebuke. Mid 1 opting not to chase any further. Need to. Keeping them out of experience range.
They'll bring Miracle toward the mid lane, start clearing up some jungle camps as Weeha pushes Foxa away, and there was the Wrath of Nature. So looking to make these constant plays around that. Yeah, up to a 3k gold lead. OG really starting to take over, and it really feels like it's going to be tough for Nigma to set up a lot of aggressive moves, especially to shut down mid whenever. It's not going to be easy until Mind Control has that level 6 in particular.
Yeah, they just simply don't have any real big kill power. They don't have that big threat on the board. OG feels like they're able to just be aggressive without much punishment.
And both games so far that we've seen, the team who's able to play aggressive, the team who's able to dictate the pace at the start of the game has been pretty solid as Miracle. He's down, kicked out of the coil.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Miracle is barely going to survive, though, thanks in part to the Hex. There was the silence, though. Nice play from Soxa, preventing the extra disables onto the Pug. It does mean very likely Soxa is going to give up his life to protect Thompson, but still, quick thinking by him.
Mind Control has to take the top lane because he wants the lane versus Prophet. Viper has to jungle, but this downtime, I feel like OG's fine. OG's really happy with this, and it feels like the downtime's going to continue. I don't really know how Nigma forces the issue as bottom. GH shows his face is getting surrounded by 3 heroes.
Something Kyle was talking about in the draft. At any point in time with a Nature's Prophet, an Invis hero, and a ganking 4, you're just going to get outmaneuvered. You never know when you're all of a sudden there's
Dyer's bottom
3-4 heroes
tower
quickly
won't
surrounded.
last long.
10-minute bounty runes are coming up here. Curl looking to secure them, but No Tail's already in position to stop that one. And with the Malefice, they'll make sure that the captain of Nigma does die. Miracle does pick up a haste rune,
Which he needed. He probably was dead if it was any other rune, actually. That was very fortunate, as OG really starting to... They're steamrolling now at this point. All 3 cores farming really well, and supports on the side of Nigma are very under-leveled here. They're still not quite hitting the 6, even after getting the tomes. We see the supports on the side of OG. They're both about to be 6.
and if they give up this mid tower, it's going to feel like Nigma just have no space to breathe right now, as Weehaw getting lower and lower with the extra bit of damage. Might be able to kill him, but Kuro is on top of No Tail at the same time. Mind Control gets dangerously low at the top lane. They did manage to chase down No Tail. Oh, look at Weehaw. He's being tracked out by mid one. Weehaw knows, though. A smart read by him. He TP's out instead of walking back.
Look at Kuro.
Courier has been
He's stuck. He's been trapped by his teammate. He has to wait the whole time too. He can't get out of there.
There's no way to get him out.
Is under
God, if he
attack.
just died to mid one right now.
Oh no, the tree stuck to the tricks of the trade. Okay, gets the sentry down.
Okay, they roll into the wards here. The wards are not going to time out that soon, but they do manage to kill both the supports here. Mind Control's going to come in, make sure Soxa's finished. The spear actually not killing Soxa. Nailed No Tail in the back.
Now they're diving.
Still, yeah, there's going to be Zeb coming in for this play as well. They've already killed Miracle, and Mind Control, he'll be cleaned up as well pretty easily, as there it is. Zeb with the Wrath of Nature. Or, no, actually, the Orchid Tick. That was enough to kill him. They take this mid tower, and Pubg.
This is out of control already.
Yeah.
knocked down.
Like, Medusa's not going to have space to farm. Viper is now a Viper. So you're just super vulnerable to dying to anything, as you're very isolated. Cav, this game we might not see much longer of this game. This Miracle Medusa might not be able to get a chance to get any farm, as he's lost control of his 2 jungles. Just like the last game, OG just putting the pressure on, even taking the Ancients now. And with all these summons, they can clear all this area and keep control of it. And ults are all coming back online. This is looking rough.
Yeah, Nigma, I think they were hoping to, off of a more successful laning phase, build that brick wall that we were talking about, but it feels like OG has been tearing it down, and the act of it being built up brick by brick. Nigma just do not get to have any space to be able to cement a position in this game. They're now down 8,000 net worth. They have nowhere really to farm.
Dyer's middle tower
Even if
is under
he
attack.
does survive through this engagement with Tops, it goes to show, like, he just doesn't get a moment's rest.
No, they're totally on the back foot, and now it's, you know, Mars has to be the space trader because the Viper's having such a hard time that he's just going to get gone on every time if he does show his face. And there we go, Mind Control comes in.
Still, they still managed to kill GH thanks to the coil plus Wrath of Nature. They didn't even need Seb himself to be in that fight. Thompson just going to kind of toy around here with the enemy, see if they can catch him somehow, but unlikely.
Yeah, with the cast range talent especially, he can just jump up these cliffs with the Waiting Rift quite easily. As Mid-One is still playing, he's going for Battle Fury, but he's still playing as if he's more active. Like, he's just literally running at Miracle every time he shows.
Hey, he doesn't get a chance to get anything off here. All of his mana is taken away. He did have wand charges, and OG recognizing that both the wand charges and the TP did mean that Nigma could turn things around with a stone gaze. G8.
Thompson.
To go for him. Thompson does get hexed up first, though, but they're going to dive in. Cogs actually pushing Thompson to the side, but unfortunately, the orb was still up. A nice spear. Nails mid one and reveals him into the tree over there. Thanks in part to a good setup by GH and the Sentry. Nigma finally get a core kill here.
Uh-oh, but bottom, the two supports. Viper in the bottom lane is he's just dead.
Yeah, this is no tail. I mean, he's shown. He can just black hole for free.
Yep. Positions like these that you get very concerned when there's the Viper in the game. Now what? He's 1-4. His game feels pretty over, and he's up versus some pretty hard carries. And we're seeing the way that OG, they forced the issue top. They even saw all the teleports finish, and they still didn't care. They still made that aggressive move because I don't think they care if they die. They're getting too much on the map. Nigma's not able to withstand all this pressure.
Curl trying to protect. Do manage to get the combo here onto Saka? He's just getting ripped apart by Min. What, he does so much damage with the Wrath of Nature on top. They think the moment they've got a small window that maybe get a kill, turns out that Min won, and there's Wrath of Nature from Steph. Way too much damage. They demolish Nigma.
This game is well and truly over, it feels, as the Medusa already feels like she's countered. Viper's game is over. Mars's game is nowhere near able to be salvaged, and your lanes are still being pressured on all fronts. OG just merciless in these last two games, not giving any breathing room to these greedy picks. It really does feel like the greed. They know how to punish it. We know the way OG likes to play when they do get a chance to play aggressive, and that's what we've seen.
Well, if Nigma took that Viking GG series and learned something about aggression and a Razor pickup, I'd love to see what they learned from this series. And this has just been blistering sent by OG in the last two games. Now they're going to run into him with an Orchid, and Miracle trying to cut down the tree, cuts the wrong one, stuck inside, just dead again. Mind control, desperate for something, is going to land a spear here. They've got the disable to kill Thompson, surely, as Soxa does try and interrupt things. It looks like Thompson gotten a little bit too big for his britches, or maybe just started a fight that was overall good, as GA still going to die to Steph. Steph gets off the Wrath of Nature. Big damage is going to be coming in, but Steph does die to the spear to the wall. Pinned up and killed. No Tail doesn't have the black hole. They're going to get for Soxa here. Uh-oh, here comes mid one, and I believe he's got a fresh battle here. It's the damage.
Crow stuck the whole time. He's stuck in the Serpent Wards again, Cap. He couldn't help the entire time. He's just stuck. I actually could not believe it. I'm like, where the hell is the clock? And he's stuck in the Serpent Wards. He can't help out. Perhaps they could get another kill, but he's actually stuck 2 times this game. Poor Kuroki. A possibility where they're able to clean up maybe a few more kills for Weehaw, and he's actually just stuck, and the hope disappears for the fight for Nigma there, as again losing Miracle at the start of it all.
Mid one. Now he's got his Battle Fury, so that fight was bad before. It's about to get even worse as he managed to pick up his big farming item, his damage item, and if they get Roshan as well here. So I feel like this is the last chance. Nigma, they have to get into this pit.
They have to get a nice stone gaze with a nice Marzold covering, but Marzol's still down for 20 seconds.
Yeah. They smoked up on the side of OG to protect this, but Curl and the rest of the boys are still going to get there. They're going to catch No Tail, no opportunity to get off a black hole, and Roshan's low. This is a huge window here. Nigma, do they have the power to take this by themselves? York's going to go out. That's another resource that's going to be used. Mind control's got to be careful. Oh, the Cox! It pushes Thompson. He gets nailed by the spear. Can they actually kill him? The ball goes out. They throw everything they have. Thompson's dead. Now the Stone Gaze. It's caught Soxa. Attempt to roll away. Denied by the battery assault. And Step 2. Now he's trying to go on the run. A buyback from Soxa. A re-engagement. OG. They plan to be able to still take this fight as Mid-One's demolishing these supports. But another Cox pushes them away. Weehaw's in trouble with a buyback from Soxa. We step on the high ground, taking the triple kill. Weehaw has no chance to be able to get away from this. Miracle is out of here. OG will retain control of the Roshan pit. It cost them a buyback, but it doesn't matter. They win the fight, they take the Rosh.
Yeah, Seb and the Ricky both show up. Mid-One and him just able to clean up, do an insane amount of damage in the fight there. 2,700, 2,800 respectively on the two of them. Even though they did lose the puck at the start of it all, these two are the big damage dealers. Seb with this humongous item build pick up with the Orchid, the Witchblade, pretty much actually with the BKB done too after that. It looks like Nigma, maybe they could take a chance there. But yeah, these two holding down the fort for OG.
Yeah, now with an Essence Ring and a BKB,
Oh, baby.
you know, try and go on sub. He does so much damage, but he's got the tools to ignore all of it.
The hook shot.
Okay.
Catching the Earth Spirit, but he's going to kick him away.
Nice.
And roll out.
Kick, and he's already there with his teammate Seb. As we said, with a BKB, he can be rather fearless. So the moment somebody shows in an awkward position, immediately strikes.
And they still have this ward behind this tier 2 mid, so they're just watching the positioning of the supports in the back for Nigma as they can surround this top tower, easily bring it down, and
Dire's top tower is
15,000 gold lead. Dusa never wants to be in this position. It's just hope really for Nigma that they can hope to have some attempt to come back in this game. Need to just rally around him, need to just keep getting these big ultis as, yeah, that's really the only thing you can hope for.
Dire's top tower
Big Stone Gazes, big Mars ult. Seb.
Jason.
They actually catch him.
They are going to be able to catch Seb. At the same time, Weehan's being caught. The difference is Seb, he's got his BKB. He's got a way to be able to turn around a fight. You don't chain those stuns, and Seb will make you pay with every single hero that joined in this engagement. He'll make sure they all die.
Oh yeah, this is brutal. He has almost the same farm as every single hero put together, it feels like, on the side of Nigma. As top, they throw down the foil.
is under attack.
In the base. Can't clean him up yet.
Mid one.
Trying.
He's gonna try. Seb's gonna come
Get
in.
him.
They've got no buybacks. They forced everything out of Nigma. They know there's nothing left in the tank. The Orchid and the extra bit of
And he
damage.
gets the courier.
Gonna kill him. The courier's gonna die as well. They're TPing it, but honestly, this trio looks unstoppable. Who cares about a tier 3 tower, especially when you've got the Treants to tank for you?
All right, 19k gold lead, 20 minutes, 31 to 14. I don't believe we're going to be seeing many greedy drafts anymore, as OG especially really seems to know how to tackle them. Both these teams really identify when they can just group up and pressure like this, and OG is steamrolling. Now Weeha shows he might just die in the base.
They try and go for a spear in arena, but he was immediately silenced by Saksa. There goes Hookshot onto mid one. They are going to be able to catch. Yeah, look at like mind control is terrifying. They caught Saksa, but he was like still throwing down the arena like somehow the fight was going to continue.
I think they're just really feeling how impossible the game is to come back. They're just throwing ults at any kill.
Yeah.
It really is just, it's so out of hand. This side, OG is just full control. Like, are there, let me actually see the towers. Have they actually had a tower? Okay, they did have a tower hit. 500 damage or so on the mid tower, but besides that, yeah. OG just ramping up the pressure. Weeha almost dying to the Ricky, but they just can't do anything.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
He can't farm a creep wave that's right outside of his base because, again, very deep vision is scouting him setting up to step out of that base and immediately is being punished every single time. Oh, what a spear! They've actually got him. That's going to be one. Can they do two? Cogs into a hook shot is going to be a lot of stun time here. The FGH there, but it's immediately stopped. They are going to try and get out what damage they can, but Seb is pumping it out. He's trying to kill mind control. The Orchid is not going to take him out. Heads onto Thompson and Blackwood. Rolling back in Miracle. Do they have to disable? They do. Hook shot's going to be able to stop that one. Kuro running interference as best he can, but Seb with his BKB looking to be able to chase down Miracle. Kuro is going to die, but it looks like maybe he saved this team fight. They turned around. Nice shot there from GH. Mind control's back at it. He really wants this kill on one of the cores.
Oh my god.
It's too much with an E-play from Thompson. All that magic damage, just 100 to 0.
By the way, Cap, that was in their base under tier 4s. Just diving, going for these kills. That just shows how confident OG really is in the game. And yeah, Nigma just, it really does feel like no hope, but they're sticking in it. They're trying their best to be able to get this Medusa online.
I mean, they have
that was,
to, right?
That was under tier 4s. Yeah, they have to try something. It really is such a big match. They're not going to tap out. They're going to keep trying for it. But the fact that Seb just TPs under tier 4s and gets so many kills just like that, yeah, that's a statement of its own.
Yeah, it certainly is. We heard Nigma talk about the fact that due to the fact that they are 2-2, they already had those 2 losses. The third loss would pretty much put them out of control of being in their own fate when it comes to making it into the major. Yeah, especially with so many matches still to go as Nigma Nigma have yet to face up against Tundra as well. Wako does jump in. Fear onto Steph. See if they can keep the chain trying to prevent the BKB from going off. He is indeed dead, but the backline's being demolished right now. Look at this battle fury from the Riki go to work as they're all stuck in this AoE with a double damage to boot. The tankier two cores of the Medusa and Viper, they survived the initial burst, but there is relentless chase here from OG. You know Weeha's not going to survive. It's a momentary reprieve before inevitable death.
Seb just TPs with his face. As soon as he respawns, gets insta-hacked into Spirit and dies, but it doesn't matter. Let's just look at the damage from this Riki. Fight recap, 3,700, Puck 2,300. They're able to just clean things up, especially inside of Mars ulti, where the Battle Fury actually goes really nicely when everybody's stacked all close together.
Yeah, it really does. It just feels like at this point that Nigma are able to do the coordination that it takes to bring down one of these cores, but whoever they choose, the other two just seem to go into overtime.
Absolutely.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
19 on mid one. Thompson is 25 minutes into the game.
Dire's middle
And
tower has
honestly, they've taken the tier 2, but hell, half their time, half of their heat map has been based inside of Nigma's base.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's where...
It's crazy. But that's the way it's been. That's a very OG style, though, as we did. You know, I mean, that's the TI style of diving fountain in the TI finals and stuff like that. As yeah, OG merciless in these last two games. Sucks that with the BKB just rolls in.
And with the BKB, he can kind of ignore the Viper, kill him, and say, okay, got another one, boys. It almost feels like they're farming Nigma at this case. Oh, and now they're going to be able to get mind control as he's going to stay silent thanks to the coil and the smoke screen combo. It's a good way to make sure somebody has no impact on a team fight. They're going to buy back on mind control.
He has to.
Maybe
they have
buy
to
back.
try to defend these racks.
Incoming! Weeha has
It's like he's getting the blink anyway.
Yeah. Okay. They say that buyback forced him back, so Weeha can commit to his BKB. It just doesn't deal with the physical damage that's coming out from mid one.
No, it does not. They do have OG gets a base ward in as well down on the bottom side during this. Nigma's actually going to smoke out, and these fresh wards that Kuroki just placed. That's what Kuro was doing during all that fight. He was actually placing these to maybe find when OG is maximizing and farming. They'll see Sam TP top. They might actually be able to get this pickup. He's a tanky one, though. Kuro
with the rules of Dota.
Play with his life.
All right.
Top. Can they actually get Serpent Wards and a Marzel? Let's see.
An all-in kill on the Steb. No, that's a miss, Jackal. Oh, no, that's oh, it just cannot get any worse for the boys.
Oh, they're dead.
They're all dead. Pubg didn't any time to tap out. That moment right there.
Hey, they went for it, and even pro players make mistakes at times. A little bit of a misclick there as Weeha, he shows himself in the wave. Gotta get committed on immediately. Does have the BKB to protect him for at least a slight moment.
Yeah, the hook shot comes in to try and stop that black hole. The damage is done though. As Spears able to finish him off mid one. Jumping onto the Medusa, ignoring the stone gaze for the most part, and just hops over to GH instead. Kills him. Kuro was able to deal with no tail, but the 5 position of OG is dead. The other 4 stand strong inside of Nigma's base, wiping them, and they are going to force a submission out of Nigma if they're not going to go.
Seb Nature's Prophet, still something really to be feared. He did an excellent job this game, just applying the pressure, always showing up to these fights. What was it, like 10 minutes something orchid, I think it was, maybe 10:50 or so, maybe 11. Super early on, played aggressively, and just on point OG. There's no mercy, Nigma. It really felt like from minute like 8, it was just them getting surrounded, getting all these plays, getting ran at from that advantage. The small advantage OG got in the laning phase, they just ran away with it.
Megas are going to come up. They may have a Medusa, and maybe that's that last little shred of hope they're hoping for here is some sort of throw into the fountains, because mid one, every single time he shows up, he appears, Nigma heroes disappear. And there it is, finally. GG with